What is happening, YouTube? How y'all doing today? It's Joe, just your average Joe, hanging out in the garage. I'm back. Been away for like a week, down in old Flowery Branch area, Georgia, but I'm back now at the house, and we got some sales to go over. Not a ton. It's been pretty dismal, and we have a few comments to go over. Again, pretty dismal even on comments. So appreciate y'all hanging out with me. If this is the first time you've hung out, I've been reselling on eBay for about 8 years, give or take. But full time for me, rather. And I've been reselling, buying and selling on eBay since 2000, so quite a long time. Um, I was down in Flowery Branch. I was doing some work, and I was hanging out with the boys, some of my friends that live down there. I was doing some work for football helmet stuff. Let me show y'all something I picked up. So I do football helmets for folks that are just hanging out with me. If you don't know, I do my other part of my income or what I do is football helmets live on Facebook. So like this is a chrome, pretty rare chrome helmet. Barry Sanders, signed by Barry Sanders. Got the Lion King, got the visor. It's got your certificate of authenticity right there. Actually, there's that little hologram. So stuff like this. So I was down in Georgia. There's a company called Radke Sports that we're pretty close with. We've been doing business with them for about 6 years now. It's almost like my second home. When I go down there, I can kind of go hang out and check out all the inventory, put my hands on stuff, put my eyes on stuff, and see how things, what I want to use in my for what I want to sell, and my Facebook group and things like that. So they do an amazing job. But so if you haven't heard of Radke Sports, check them out. They're awesome. But if you want to check me out on YouTube, I'm sorry, not YouTube. If you want to check me out on Facebook, BTG East Coast on Facebook. We go live almost every night, unless I'm like out on vacation or went out to work like I just did, or whatever the case is. Like I wasn't live Tuesday through Friday, but I got back on Saturday. Was on Saturday, Sunday. I'll be on tonight. So unless I'm out working, doing something out of town or on vacation, which now that summertime's pretty much winding down, I got one more small vacation this weekend, and then I'm done. Where we have no more vacations until next summer. So it's going to be back to the grind. But anyway, if you want to check us out, it's a private group. I do ask two questions when you come into the group. Who's your team and where'd you hear from us? So make sure you put down you heard from us from YouTube. But definitely check us out. If you're into sports memorabilia and things like that. Football mainly is what we do, but we do dabble in some basketball, a little bit of baseball. Every now and again, entertainment stuff like Walking Dead, Sons of Anarchy, Star Wars, that kind of stuff. So every once in a while you'll see that kind of stuff too. But 90-ish% is going to be football. So heavy football stuff, mainly football helmets. Sometimes you'll see some mini helmets. Sometimes you'll see some footballs, jerseys. You will see jerseys pretty regularly. We do run a couple jerseys usually every series. But like I said, predominantly football helmets. So check us out there if you're into any of that stuff. But anyways, I was down in Georgia, also in Flowery Branch area, picking up. I do a guy that does storage units that I'm connected with down there. Also, we synced up together because he had a whole pile of stuff for me. So I'd already paid for it like 3 months ago. He's really good. He's good friends with one of my good friends that's down there. So it's through somebody that I know, so I trust. So I went ahead and sent him the cash for everything, and he's been sitting on it. Actually, he gave it to my buddy because my buddy owns the Sports Shack. If any of y'all are in the Flowery Branch area, or Brazelton, I think is where he's at. He owns the Sports Shack. It's a card shop. So I was actually waiting at the card shop for me, all that stuff. But him and I synced up at the card shop while I was there. And so I had all my stuff. I was going through it all. And he swung by and brought me some more stuff while I was there. A whole bunch of good stuff. Tons of games, really good games. I'm keeping some of them for sure. But a lot of games, a lot of resellable games. A lot of stuff that's a little janky because it came out of storage unit. So sometimes stuff's clean, sometimes stuff's dirty. In this case, a lot of stuff was dirty. PS3, PS2s, Dreamcast, some handhelds. I also I've got him doing video cameras and digital cameras. He knows that I do those as well. So he had like three uh, digital cameras for me. PlayStation Classic in the box, brand new. Just a whole bunch of stuff he's come across going through storage units. He just piles up the video games and the electronics like that for me. And he's got other guys that he does other things for, like the card shop guy that owns the card shop. Any memorabilia or cards or Pokemon stuff he comes across goes to my guy that owns the card shop. And then he's got other guys that do, you know, collectibles and does this and does that. So he has a list of people that he does business with, and so I'm his video game guy, which is awesome. But we were just to kind of put things in perspective a little bit when it comes to storage units. Now, I used to do storage units down here, and they're pretty. And I'm in the Fayetteville area. It's a military town, and it's pretty competitive because you got military stuff, which, you know, a lot of times a lot of units have military stuff in them, or things from overseas from military folks that lived overseas, Japan, Italy, Germany, wherever. So wherever they were stationed, a lot of times you have little knickknacks or collectibles and things like that from other countries, which a lot of times have value as well. So it's people come from an hour to sometimes more just to come to Fayetteville to do storage units, which, you know, it makes it more competitive for sure, you know. But anyway, he was showing me in his area. He was like, man, it's so easy around here, man. There's just so many units and this and that and the third. And I was like, man, I wish it was like that in Fayetteville. So he breaks out Firefox, if anybody's, or Locker Fox, if anybody's familiar with Locker Fox when it comes to storage units. It's just one website you can use to look for storage units in your area. So he brings up Locker Fox. He does the zip code, and boom, the 25-mile radius, like 840 something pop up. I'm like, dang, that's crazy. Then he goes, check this out. Let's go 50 miles. Boom, like 1,300 units pop up just on Locker Fox. And there's like three or four other sites that do storage units. So that's not including all the other ones. I was like, man, look up Fayetteville, and let's do the same thing for Fayetteville, because I wanted to show him how dismal our area is. So he goes, Fayetteville, 25-mile radius, boom, like 180 something pop up, and I'm like, yeah, now let's go 50 miles out, boom, like 240 something. Or I was just like, it's competitive. There's not a ton of them, and it's highly competitive. So they go for, you know, I was telling them like a unit that's plumb full of furniture and boxes and this and that, like a 10 by 20 or 20 by 20, like the big units that have like a house packed in them. Them things are going for thousands. And he was like, man, $400 or $500 down here. I was like, dang, that's crazy, man. That's wild. So I have a covered trailer, man. My gears were turning like, man, I need to maybe go down to Georgia. Even with the gas, it's the difference in what you're going to get units for is ridiculous. And the amount of units that are down there is ridiculous. So, but anyway, he's my guy. I sync up with him. It's good to network. It's good to network with folks, and even in different places. Like, I've mentioned that in previous videos. That's, a way that I source is, I do my own sourcing through places around here. I've got my own networks around here, but I've got networks in other places. I got networks through my Facebook group, and every once in a while I'll get a message, hey, and it's good to network with people at yard sales and exchange information, because you never know. 95% of the time you'll never hear from them again, but there is occasions that you will get a message back from someone months later saying, hey, I finally had a chance to go through my stuff, and here you go, this is what I got. Or you be proactive, and once every few months you go back into those messages, because I put Joe the game guy and every message I throw out to people at yard sales. So then what I do, like 4 or 5 months later, I just search in my messages, Joe the game guy, and all the messages that I've sent out to people pop up. It filters them basically. So then all I got to do is be like, hey, this is Joe the game guy again, just reaching out, seeing if you happen to come across any games you're looking to part with. And I just copy and paste, and boom, 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 hit, the 30, 40, 50 people again. And then there's another, it reminds them. A lot of them you don't hear back from, and some of them, oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I'll try to go through it this weekend. And then you made another, and then you got to say, then you sync up and got something when you wouldn't have if you wouldn't have been hustling. So anyway, so there's that. I think that's all I got to really touch on today. There's not a ton going on. eBay's been dead for the past week. I haven't touched eBay since Monday of last week. It's been literally a week. I put a couple things up this morning, and yeah, it's been pretty dismal. So I got a lot of processing to do. I got a lot to catch up on. I got a lot of stuff on that table that needs to be processed and gone through. I got 70, 80 games that I just picked up that need to be processed, cleaned, and tested and gone through. So I got a lot, and some of them are pretty nice games that I have duplicates of, which is nice, because then I'll sell those. Like Captain America, for example, for Xbox, it's like a $35 game, and Saw for PS3 was another $30-some game. I already have them, so those are ones that are all getting sold. So a lot of good stuff. I'm keeping this one, but X-Men, if y'all don't know, now you know. X-Men Wolverine on Origins, X-Men Origins Wolverine on PS3, $120 game. I was like, dang, that's a keeper for me. But anyway, that was there's stuff like that, that's in this pile of games that I picked up. So I'm saying all that to say I probably won't yard sale this Saturday. I'm gonna try to get through some of this stuff this week, and I may not yard sale till next Saturday, which means it'll give me a good, week and a half ish, almost 2 weeks to get through all this stuff that I have, because I've yet to get through even stuff that I picked up before I went on the last vacation. To be honest with you, it's been piling up, and I've been slacking a bit, so I need to get back on track. I have one more vacation this weekend, actually, so I'm not yard selling. Let me take that back. We do have one more yard sale or one more vacation this weekend. We're going to Yogi Bear Park, me and the family, camping there for 2 nights. So we'll leave Friday, come back Sunday. So I won't be yard selling for sure this weekend. So I may not even yard sale till not next weekend, but the weekend after. But my plan is, like Kurt Basin had mentioned in a comment, take your GoPro out there. You don't have to edit, go crazy, edit it and chop it up a little bit and just throw it out there for us to check out and watch and see how you do and see how things are when you're out and about, and the things that you pick up. So I probably will do that when I go yard sailing again. It'll be 2 weeks from now. Unfortunately, was it this weekend? I probably will go next weekend. Yeah. So anyway, so look forward to that. I'm saying all that to look forward to having a different style video. I have some of them in the past. If you want to check them out on the old videos, you can always check those out. I chopped them up and edited them the best I could, from how I don't really know how to edit stuff, except how to cut and crop is all I really know how to do. Try to put in some things that say stuff, but even that, or put in an eBay listing, but it's just so tedious and took forever. But my plan is to at least chop it up and condense it so it's not so much dead time and has a little bit more action of things that I'm looking at, things that I'm picking up, and then deals that I'm making. So yeah, look forward to that. So there's that I am gonna throw that curveball at you guys and show that stuff off. So let's go ahead and get started. We don't have a ton to go over today. We have like 6 comments, and we've got 14 items to grab and show. And that's all we got. So this probably will be about 20-ish, 25, probably about 25-ish minutes. So not too long today, especially for a Monday. Y'all know Mondays are usually like an hour, 45 minutes. But anyway, Pibazor's first one up says, whoa, that guy's in Flowery Branch? That's where I live. I need to learn to make local connections like that. Good video games as always. Good video as always. Pibazor, yeah. Well, next time I'm in Flowery Branch, maybe we can sync up, man. Have lunch or something. But there you go. Yeah, it pays to network, man. It pays to network and hustle. Give your number out, exchange information at yard sales, connect with people even online, look for stuff in your local area through Marketplace and ask, hey, do you have any other video game items, even under sold? Like if you go to sold, sometimes I'll go to the sold listings and see somebody that sold something at a really good deal. And then I'll just reach out to them through that listing, even though it's sold. You'd be like, hey, do you happen to have any other video games you're looking to part with? I see you just sold a Super Nintendo with a bunch of games. It's 90% of the time you get no, but if you don't do it, you don't get the yes, the 10% of the time. You know what I mean? So sometimes it gets discouraging, and I don't do it as much as I should, because I get it. Sometimes it's discouraging, but to have that hustler mindset and to get those leads and get those connections and make those deals, you got to try, moving sales. A lot of times people don't think about reaching out for people that are doing moving sales, because it's not a garage sale. So it's a moving sale, and you just see a bunch of furniture and things like that. Believe it or not, a lot of times I'll reach out to them too and be like, hey, do you happen to have any video games you're looking to get rid of? And I'd say 20-ish% of the time they come back and say, yeah, I got a PS3, I got a Xbox 360, it's not good stuff, but a lot of times they're getting rid of it cheap, $20, $30 with a bunch of games. I'm sold, let's go, because I can get like $80 for the system, and then the games are just gravy, so, and then if it has extra, but more than one controller, the extra controllers are gravy. So it's worth it. You got to kind of try to hustle in all the places that you can, and it does work. It does work. So all right, Kurt Basin says, yo, Average Joe, have a good time in GA Nice sales last week. I came across NES in box with inserts and the styrofoam and 30 games, all in original boxes and manuals. Wow. That's a big score, man. That's a big score. But they were all stored in a Michigan basement for the last 30 years, and they smelled musty and have minor water damage. Well, I mean, it's as long as you, I mean, that's not the end of the world. I mean, I remember selling a bunch of Saturn games that their manuals were all water damaged and all the pages were stuck together, and people still bought them, because they're just hard to get your hands on that kind of stuff. So it does make it like, and then you're like, oh, but it's still a great pickup, man. There were some good ones. It sucks because there were some good ones too, including the original 5 screw games. Wow. Do you think I should sell them with the boxes and disclose, or just throw the boxes out? Disclose. Don't throw the boxes out. I know I don't know what you've done. I know I haven't replied or been on in 5 days. However, hopefully you have not thrown them out. I would sell them with the boxes, or just sell the boxes separate. You could maybe do them separate, the game and the box, and do 2 separate listings. But I probably would just put it together and just disclose that it has some water damage, and just show the pictures with the water damage and keep it moving. Come down, maybe do a few dollars less than what the regular ones go for. If one's going for $100 that doesn't have water damage, you're put yours up for $80. So something along those lines is probably how I would do it. And like I said, I've had the exact same situation happen with the Saturn games. I had like 15 Saturn games that I got through a deal, and they were, it was a great deal, really, really good deal. But unfortunately, all the manuals are just wrinkled up and all the pages were stuck together. So it was basically just a brick. It wasn't even a manual anymore, but it had the cover art. They still looked pretty good. The cover art looked good. It still slid into the case. So, I sold them at a discount, obviously, and disclosed the fact that they were water damaged and stuck together, and and showed the pictures of them being wavy, and that's that. And they all sold. I got none of them left. So I would certainly sell them probably together and just bring the price down. But Kurt, thank you for commenting, and also Pibazor, thank you for commenting. Next one up is Donald. Donald476 says, "What's up, Joe? Second time posting here." Well, Donald, I appreciate you hanging out, and I appreciate you posting. I enjoy the content of your videos. Thank you, sir. By the way, I know what you mean with the damn storms. I'm from Louisiana. Hurricane Francine dumped 10 inches of rain, 3 hours on my ASS. Wow. Homes that never flooded before had a foot of water in them. Thankfully, it wasn't one of mine. Thankfully, it wasn't one of the. I wasn't one of them. Man, yeah, hurricanes are no fun, man. Hurricanes are no fun. If I know other parts of the country have their thing. Tornado Alley and people that have to deal with tornadoes. I mean, we kind of do, but not really. It's mainly hurricanes around here. So hurricanes are. They're fun, but they're no fun. How can I articulate that? It's fun because I like weather and bad weather, so I like the bad weather and all that stuff happening. But it's also no fun because the water gets saturated, or the ground gets saturated with water. Trees come down, damage. Obviously that's the bad part of it. So winds, heavy winds, crazy rain, a lot of flooding. So yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from. But appreciate you hanging out, Donald. And then DY Man 2919 has 3 different comments here. Where do you get the empty cases from shipping the loose game discs? So for example, I just brought a whole bunch down from the lot that I got. Well, not a whole bunch, but I got these. At least there's more that I'm going to end up filtering through. But like, I got a stack. So this is just a stack of trash ones that were in the the collection that I just picked up. There's probably another 10 upstairs I need to bring down here that are just broken, cracked, just damaged, things like that. So I use these to ship loose discs in because, like this one's cracked on the hinge. One of them, the outside plastic is torn off of it. So I just use the trash cases and throw in, I use those to ship my disc only games. So I don't buy them. I just get them through collection pickups and game pickups and things like that when I run out. Luckily I haven't really run out yet. Oh, actually, I have these. So I own a thrift store as well. And so when I run out of those, I have the jewel cases. Here we go. So I got probably about 100 of these, the jewel cases, the little thin jewel cases. I haven't had to dig into those much, but I had like 100 pack of those. They actually had the discs in them, for the CDR discs. I just cracked them, broke it open, took all the discs out, and then kept all the cases for future use when I need them. So that's just you can pick up like 100 pack of those things for 10-15 bucks, and then you got a bunch of those jewel cases that you can use. Um, so yeah, so that'd be another option. So when I run out, that's my backup plan. So luckily I don't really dig into those often, because I always come across games, and I always come across all the shit case, excuse my language, all the crap cases that are all damaged and stuff like that. So I just take them out, and or the games that just have like I said, the pre-owned. I don't use pre-owned. I don't use any of these. Like this thing's all janky. It's got, I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but I don't think it is. But it's got, somebody like took a pencil on it and like just went boom, 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 and stabbed it all over the place. So it's got like dimples all through this thing. So that's a trash case I don't use. And then what I do is like get filler games. So the other part of how I do it, because then your probably next question is, well, what about the games that those come out of? Like especially like in this case, like this had a good art. Well, the artwork on this wasn't good anymore because whoever poked at it, obviously the artwork was all poked at too. But like some are just ripped and torn. Like this one, for example, the corner was jacked up, so the artwork was still good on it. So what I do is like games that are filler games, like those games that I bundle in with a system, because I don't know if you've watched any of my other videos, but I bundle filler games in with systems because it's not worth selling $5 games, $7 games, $3 games. It's just not worth it. My threshold is $9.99 or above. Free shipping. So I still, I may make like $4. It's not really worth it even at $9.99, but $9.99 or above when it comes to video games is the only thing I post that low. Typically anything else I'm trying to do at least 15 plus shipping is my normal threshold, 15 plus shipping for any other type of item. But when it comes to video games, $9.99 free shipping, I'll do it. So anything under $9.99 that won't sell for more than $10, I usually will a lot of times take those cases, because a lot of times those there's a lot of those kind of games, and then I take those cases and I trash the artwork. Or actually, I've in the past, I haven't had to pile any up, and I haven't had to do this in a while. So let me backtrack. I don't trash the artwork all the time, and what I typically do was I haven't done this in a while. I'll take all the artworks and start collecting the artworks, and if it has manuals, collect the manuals, and then the disc I'll just throw into a system bundle, console bundle, and then I'll use the good case for the games that had a crap case. So that way I got good cases for good games that I need to sell. So I'm not having to buy cases and things like that. So far that wheel's been working pretty well. Then on those artworks and those manuals, I will actually pile them up and save them up. Once I have like 50 of them or so, I'll put those on eBay, because there's people that actually just buy the artworks and the manuals for games and stuff. And I mean, they may only go for like 20 bucks, 30 bucks for a whole 50, 60 of them or something like that, like 50 cents a piece kind of thing. But I've done that a few times in the past. I don't have anything piling up right now on the artworks or anything like that, because I haven't had enough come in that I've had to do that and start a pile. So the onesies, twosies that I throw away, like We Fit is an example. Like trash that's going in the garbage, and that's I'm using that case because those cases are normally really nice because We Fit, nobody plays it. But just an example of how I do it. So he also says, love estate sales. I don't mind estate sales. I used to love them more. DY man, I used to love estate sales more, but because of the lines, because of the competition, I just I prefer to source through yard sales in the summer. Now in the wintertime, I will hit up estate sales more often, and you can still get good stuff at estate sales. You can catch them sleeping and mislabeling things and things like that. But estate sales are harder, margins are slimmer. Again, you can find good deals. You can hit home runs as well. I remember I picked up a Fenton glass vase for 30 bucks, sold it for 300. I mean, so I mean, there's certainly scores to be made. I picked up a Bose for, I want to say I picked it up for like 70 bucks, sold it for like another like 300 or something on that thing, 250 or something like that. So some like stereo equipment, things like that, like receivers, the receivers, old school receivers. I remember picking one up for I think like 50 bucks and selling it for like 250, 300 something. Again, there's money to be made for sure, but it's not, and the inventory is typically clean. But it's also one of those things, they do stage some things too. And they do, there's certain companies bring things from one estate sale and bring it to another. Which, you just have to be mindful of those things. If you go to them enough, you kind of pick up on those things. And it's not all the companies that do that, but there's one company here in town that does that. And so they'll have a table set up on the outside, or a bunch of tables on the outside of the house with a whole bunch of stuff on it. Normally that's stuff that came from another estate sale that they are trying to get rid of. So, again, yes, there is, but competition's tough. You got to be the first one there. If there's really good stuff that you want to get, you got to be there 2-3 hours early and camp out and be the first person, first 2 people, 3 people in the door. And then they limit, like some state sales I go to, if it's a smaller house, they limit 5 or 10 people per batch until people come out, then they let more in and just go that way. So I'd rather go to yard sales, get in, get out, see what they got, go on to the next one, get in, get out, go to the next one. But to each his own. There's people just do pods, people just do storage units, people just do, I don't know. I mean, there's so many different types of auctions. I've never been to pot auctions, but I know I've heard those are pretty good too. And then DY Man also says, after watching several videos, I do recommend you giving a disclaimer that you're not a tax professional and just letting people know that you're saying what you're saying isn't tax advice. Just cover yourself with YouTube guidelines and stuff. You know what? I mean, I appreciate you looking out, but I'm not too worried about it. I think I pretty much say, like, I have an accountant, I'm not a professional. So, but this is just how I do it. I believe that's kind of, maybe not every time, but I think a lot of times when I talk about taxes, I kind of say that somewhere in my spiel that, that's just how I do things. You gotta, find your way, or, kind of do things how you need to do them. And maybe I don't, but I'm pretty sure I do say that, at least in some of my tax conversations. But no, I appreciate you looking out. That's all we got for today. That's all the comments. So let's move on to, we're already 27 minutes. Let's go ahead and move on to sales. Sales have been dismal. Again, I haven't touched eBay since Monday of last week, and it shows. I've got $600 depositing tomorrow. And yeah, so terrible. Nowhere near my goal. It's pretty bad. But again, I can only look at myself and be like, you got to get back on eBay, posting stuff, help the algorithm. And then I need to cancel and relaunch my sales promotion and my marketing promotion and my sales discount. I need to stop and relaunch those. Because I've in the past, I feel like when I come off of vacation, it just doesn't quite hit like it's supposed to. And so when I end it, let it sit for a day just without having any sort of promotion up, and then I relaunch it after about a day of it not having anything up, then it seemed to get some hits, get some traction again, get some people flowing again, get all that kind of stuff. It just kind of livens it up again. So that's my plan today, is to cancel what I have up and then relaunch it tomorrow. So there's that. All right, so we have a total of 14 sales, and that was really from Tuesday to today. Terrible, because the store went on vacation mode on Tuesday. So 14 sales, terrible for like 600 bucks. Actually, this isn't including, I guess I had a couple things on Tuesday that I did pack a couple things on Tuesday before I left, because I didn't leave until like 11 o'clock or something like that. So I did pack some things. So 14 sales. So this was from Tuesday, like around 1 o'clock. Till right now, 14 sales for $417.31. And like I said, I got like another $170 that was in there. So I got like 600 bucks hitting my bank account tomorrow. Terrible. Absolutely. If you don't know, my goal is 1,400 for the week, or 200 a day average. Nowhere near that. So, but again, it's on me. So I take it. Let's go ahead and pull some orders here. First thing that sold was a DS Coral Blue DS Lite. Coral Blue. This sold for $70 plus shipping. I'm not going to pull it out of the bag, but it's got all the games. It's got like, oh no, is this the right one? I guess I got, oh no, I got two of them. Never mind, hold on. Wrong one. There we go. So this one, no games with this one. So for $70 plus shipping. Cora Blue DS Lite, just got the charger with it. Very nice condition. Excuse me, $70 plus shipping. A Tar Heel shirt. Hopefully I can find it. I hate clothes. I know I haven't said that in a while, guys, but man, if you've been with me before, you already know I hate clothes. Partly because it's just a pain finding them, even though I've got them hanging up. Yep, no, it's not up there. I bet it's in the bin. I bet it's in the bin. That's not it. That's not it. Let me check the bin. I don't see it. Yeah, man, I hate clothes. I have two bins right now full of clothes also that I said early this summer my plan was not to stack up clothes and let them pile up. But I have done that. I have not picked up as many as I did last summer. But I certainly have a bunch of clothes in two bins by my processing table that are full of clothes that need to get put up on eBay. So last year I didn't get to them until last year I didn't get to them until what color is this shirt? Gray. Until like the spring. So in this case it would be like January before I get to them. Oh, there it is right there. Okay. So I just hate clothes, man. It's the one thing I can't stand. So, I always have it for a rainy day. If there's nothing happening, I got stuff to put up on eBay because I have probably, like I said, two bins plumb full of clothes, probably 40 to 50 items. So Carolina shirt sold for $14 plus shipping. Wolfenstein PS4. Wolfenstein. Let's see, Wolfenstein PS4, and then don't sleep on these guys. Don't sleep on these. Backpacks, man. Backpacks sell. Backpacks sell. Wolfenstein sold for $16 free shipping, PS4, and then the Swiss Gear backpacks. Don't sleep on backpacks, guys. Usually you can pick these up for $1 or $2, maybe $3. This one's in really, really nice condition. Sold for $34 plus shipping. $34 plus shipping. I sell those. I pick those up all the time. They're not like quick selling. Sometimes they are, but they'll sit for a little bit, but they sell pretty good. So keep an eye out on and not just Swiss Gear, just nice backpacks, Nautica or North Face or Nike or whatever. Backpacks sell, especially the nice heavy duty ones. They sell. Next thing that sold was Tomb Raider for PS4. Tomb Raider PS4. Let's see. Tomb Raider. You heading out? All right. Let me know when you need me. All right. I will. Tomb Raider PS4 sold for $18 free shipping on that one. $18 free shipping. Two Joy-Cons. I've had these for a while. I had somebody. It's funny sometimes how things work. Oh, they're right there. It's funny how things work sometimes. I had a couple people going back and forth with me trying to get these Joy-Cons for like 30, 35. And I kept sending them offers back for 38, 38, 38. I had them up for $39.99. Finally, somebody just bought them for $39.99. Two Joy-Cons with the little triggers, $39.99, $40 plus shipping on those. I knew they would sell for that, so that's why I didn't take offers anything less than $38. Michael Jackson, sold both of my Michael Jacksons. If you happen to see the Michael Jacksons in Wii bundles, these go pretty well. They go pretty quick. I just got these up right before I went out to Georgia. $16 plus shipping. Both of them sold. Two different people, but both of them sold. Call of Duty and the Charizard. Call of Duty and the Charizard. So I've had an issue, there it is, with some of the neighborhood kids, Call of Duty, stealing some of my inventory. I noticed that I had some of my Pokemon cards missing when one sold. This was a while back. I'm just touching on it because this sold Charizard. Sold for $30. That sold for 30 plus shipping. 30 plus shipping. And then this sold for World War II Call of Duty for $14 free shipping on that one. I noticed that some of my Pokemon, this was months ago. But I noticed some of my Charizard or some of my Pokemon stuff was missing. I was like, man, what the heck? Well, apparently some of the neighborhood kids, when they're playing with my daughters, they'll come in and rummage through some of my stuff if it's stuff that they like the little Skylanders. And the reason I know this is because I caught one of the kids going through my Skylanders. He got the box, he brought it over to my processing table, and he's all going through Skylanders. Now, granted, they don't sell for crap, but I was like, where'd you get that from? And he was like, I was thinking it was like something my wife brought home from the store or something like that, like something I had to, inventory that I had to go through. It was inventory that was already on eBay that he came over here in one of these racks. In fact, they're all sitting right there. I don't know if you can see them. You can't see them, but they're all right here. All these Skylanders. But anyway, he got that box out. He was going through them and he was like, hey, Mr. Joe, can I have a couple of these? And I'm like, man, I was like, where'd you get them? Oh, I got them on the other side of the racks over there. And I'm like, if I wouldn't have came up and seen him do that, he would have just taken them things. I already know. We've caught him taking things before. Not out of my inventory, but like from my daughter's rooms and taking stuff. Anyway, so yeah, just so I had Pokemon stuff come up missing too, and I was like, man. So I tell my daughters, keep this garage door closed, keep them out of this garage because these kids I can't watch this thing all the time. And I don't know what they take. I'm just going to sell something one day again, and I can't find it. Well, I wonder why, because it's a kid thing, and they took it. My daughter took one of my plush one time, actually twice. I'm looking and looking and looking. I only got plush in two places, two bins that got plush in them. Look, couldn't find it. And finally, I was like, let me go to my daughter's room. Sure enough, there it is. I'm like, you little shit. Anyway, all right, next thing up that sold was the HP Photo Smart. Let me look at this thing again. HP Photo Smart. All right, I think I put it in a bag. Hopefully I put it in a bag. That one's not it. HP Photo Smart. Oh, I think that's it right there. HP Photo Smart. Yep. Cool. All right, so this sold HP Photo Smart. Let me make sure that's the right one. Yep. This sold for $25. I got the cord wrapped around it, but $25 plus shipping on that one. A couple more things and we're done. Soul Calibur on PS3 sold for $8 plus shipping. $8 plus shipping. Soul Calibur 5. Or $8.50 plus shipping. Guitar Hero and X-Men. Guitar Hero World Tour, I believe. Yes. All right, Guitar Hero World Tour sold for another $8.50 plus shipping. All right. And then X-Men on right here. X-Men on Sega. So X-Men's got the case, game, no cartridge, has a little tear on the side of the plastic, but that sold for $17 plus shipping. So there's that. Those are the sales. That's what sold over the last weekish since the store's been on vacation mode. Terrible, but that's what happens when you're on vacation mode, and that's what happens when you're not putting stuff up on eBay regularly. Is things slow down. That's just the way it is. So to be expected to some degree, but that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to get the stuff packed from my mail lady. It's good to make connections with your mail person. My mail lady came through like at 10:30. It's 11:30 now, but she came through at 10:30. I got to get stuff packed for her because she had somebody helping her today. And so she came through the route quick today. And I was like, can you come back later? And she was like, yeah, no problem. I'll do the rest of the route, connect up with her again, and come back. I was like, perfect. So it's good to be have good relations with your male people. So that's all I got to say about that. Thank y'all for hanging out with me again. And I'll be back tomorrow, assuming we got sales. Hopefully we have sales. I'm going to turn off my sales promotion and my marketing, or my sales discount and marketing promotion. I'm turning those off here shortly when I get done packing. I'm going to try to get some things up on eBay today. Probably won't have a lot of sales between today and tomorrow, but tomorrow my plan is to wake up and put the store back on promotion and sales discount. I may go aggressive and do 20% on all my older items. Try to get some of the older stuff up out of here. So, but anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe. Later, guys.